Hello class, this is Mr. Lehman. Happy Friday. Today you're going to continue to work on the human thermography lab. I know some of you are farther along than others, but today you just want to finish up those data tables in the lab reports, and then we'll start, we'll probably graphing is a little bit tricky, so I think we'll do graphing in class on Tuesday. So we will have an asynchronous assignment on Mondays. I'll post that on Monday morning around 8 o'clock. So for today, though, just working on the lab. And so at this point, because yesterday in the class chat on Teams, I shared my data with you. If you didn't do the research and do your own data, you lost the 5 points. But I still gave you data so you can still do the rest of the lab. So remember, we're looking at 4 groups of individuals. We call those cohorts. And we're looking at how human population, how survivorship increased after 1950, after the World Wars, and with the modern developments in medicine and vaccines and medicines. You know, we're in much better shape now. People live a lot longer now. And so we're hoping our graph will show us that. So right now you should have data for 80 individuals. Using the cemetery records, we found the birth date and death dates of 20 females that died before 1950, and from that we got the age of death. We did the same thing for 20 females that died after year 1950. And then we did the same thing. We got 20 males, their birth dates, death dates, and figured out their age of death when they died before 1950. And then we did the same thing for a second group of males that died after 1950. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to walk you through, in case you're still struggling and you weren't successful yesterday in class, filling in the tables. Now when I say filling in the tables, I'm saying open up the lab document. And there's 4 tables, right? There's table A, table B, table C, table D. You need to have numbers. Every single one of these spots needs to be filled with information to make your graph. So a large part of your lab grade, about a third of it, is successfully completing the data tables. So let's look at table A. Now table A is this is my data that's applied to you. So if you did your own research and got the 5 points, then you'll have your own numbers. But my data, I'm looking here. And these are females that died before 1950. So this is group A. And so I circled the age of death for a lot of these individuals as I was completing it. So what I did here, and I want to walk you through my numbers, is we start out age range, females that died before 1950. In the beginning, at age 0, all these were born and were living. All these females were born and living at birth. So I had 20 females living at the start at age 0. And then if I look at my information here, look, and I'll circle these again. Here's one female that died at the age of 5, and here's another female that died at the age of 2. So I had 2 individuals that died between the ages of 0 and 9. So if I want, I can cross these off so that way I don't use them again. And so if I go to my data table, once again, you're going to start, it's going to look blank like this. But what I did is I filled in 2 here. That 2 means that 2 people died in this age range. So once I do that, I'm going to say, all right, well, I started out with 20 people that were alive. 2 people died before they reached the age of 10. Once we got to the age of 10, I still had 18 females alive. So at age 10, there's still 18 out of 20 females alive. And so what I'm going to do here to calculate survivorship, I'm going to take how many females are still alive at age 10, and divide it by how many females there were in the beginning, 20. So 18 out of 20 made it to the age of 10, and so the survivorship is 0.9, which percentage-wise, you can multiply it by 100, it'll be 90%. From here, I need to figure out how many females died between age of 10 and 19. So I go back to my data, and I look at it, and I say, all right, death age, here's one female that died between the age of 10 and 20. And here's another female that died between the ages of 10 and 19. So 2 more individuals, 2 more females died between the ages of 10 and 19. So I go back to my table, and I'm filling this in with blue ink so you can see what we're doing along the way. And so that means I start out with 18 females alive, and then by the time we reach age 19 and individuals turn 20, only 16 females are still surviving. So I figure out what's the survivorship rate. I'm going to take how many females are still alive, 16, divided by how many females we started with, 20. 16 out of 20 were still alive, and that's equal to decimal 0.80. So I'm going to do the same thing. How many females died between the ages of 20 and 29? So I go back to my data set, and only 1 female died between the ages of 20 and 29, female number 19 here. So I go back to my data table, I put in a 1, and I'm done for that age range. So by the time I'm starting this, 5 individuals, 5 females have died by the time we reach age 30. So now I look at my data and say how many females were died between 30 and 39, and I have one female died between the ages of 30 and 39. This female died when she was 37. Sorry to hear that. Alright, so we add that information. One person died, and that leaves us with 14 living females by the time we reach age 40. So then I look at age 40. At age 40 we have two females that died in their 40s. So add that to the table. 2 females died in their 40s. That means by the time I reach age 50, I only have 12 females left, 12 out of 20. And once again, I take 12 divided by 20, and I get my decimal. So I go back, how many females died in their 50s? We had quite a few here. 1 individual died in their 50s. 2, 3, and 4. So 4 females died in their 50s. So I'm going to cross out the ones that I used, so that way I know I'm doing it right. So I add a 4 here, 4 females died. Now that means only 8 females are left by the time we reach age 60. Only 8 out of 20 survive to reach age 60. And so how many females died in their 60s? Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, and here's 5. So 5 females died in their 60s. So I put 5 here. That means only 3 females reached the age of 70. And if I look at my data, 2 females died in the age of 70 to 79. That means only 1 female lived to see their 80s, and that female did die in their 80s. That means 0 females lived to see 90, and definitely nobody saw 100 either. So I keep taking, look at what I do here. I divide it by 20 each time because I always start out with 20 humans, 20 females, and I take how many females are left and divide that by 20, and there you go, there's my numbers. So I'm going to do the same thing for females that died after 1950, my second data set. In Table C in our lab, I'm going to do the same thing for males that died before 1950. And then I'm going to do the same thing for Table D, in which I look at males that died after 1950. So once you have all this data, you're done for today. So once again, check in on Monday, Asynchronous Monday. I will post an assignment for you, quick and easy assignment, and then Tuesday we'll come back and we'll graph the data here. So that is it. Hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you next week.